I don't care who's in charge of Doge. It doesn't even matter. Okay, what matters is what's actually coming to fruition and what is happening under the Trump administration. And what is happening is all sorts of, federal agencies are being dismantled.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Ana Kasparian of the Young Turks. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. As you can see, we're on the Young Turks. Ana Kasparian is talking about Doge, and there's been some stories in the media the last day or two about who's actually in charge of Doge. I mean, what is actually going on there? Is Elon Musk in charge, or is he not in charge? Is he an employee? Is he an appointee? Is he a consultant? What is he? And I don't really care either, like Ana Kasparian, who's in charge. I do care that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is dismantling the gargantuan, bloated welfare, or well, yeah, the welfare state, but also the welfare state that is the federal bureaucracy, which is absolutely. It's just the whole. I mean, I swear to God, it could probably be cut by 95%. Almost certainly. Kind of like what Elon himself did when he went into Twitter. But let's talk about that later. For now, let's get into this clip from the Young Turks with Ana Kasparian talking about Elon, Trump, and Doge.
14 separate states decided to pursue a lawsuit against the Trump administration over the actions that are being taken by Doge in essentially firing federal workers, cutting certain federal programs, freezing federal grants. There's a lot of, judicial activity happening here. But let's talk a little bit about how this lawsuit that was filed by 14 states has played out so far. Now, for the first 3 weeks of Trump's administration, judges have put a damper on his efforts to consolidate power in the executive branch. In fact, many of his executive orders freezing funding were temporarily blocked. But yesterday, Trump and Doge were handed a pretty significant win when a federal judge in Washington declined to bar Elon Musk and his team from ordering the mass firings of federal workers, of course, or having access to sensitive data, private personal information at 7 separate federal agencies. So 14 state attorneys general had sought a temporary restraining order to prevent Elon Musk or anyone on his efficiency team from combing through data at 7 agencies, and that includes Office of Personnel Management and the Education, Labor, Health, and Human Services, Energy, Transportation, and Commerce departments, okay? So it also sought to prevent Elon Musk's operatives from terminating, furloughing, or otherwise placing on involuntary leave any employees who work at those agencies. Now, Judge Tanya Chutkin wrote that states really couldn't provide specific examples of how Doge's efforts would cause imminent or irreparable harm to the states or their residents. But she suggested that the lawsuit still had a strong chance of succeeding in later litigation when additional evidence becomes available. So here's what the judge writes. Plaintiffs legitimately call into question what appears to be the unchecked authority of an unelected individual and an entity that was not created by Congress and over which it has no oversight. So she's saying, look, this is a legitimate concern. It's just that in order to succeed in this litigation, in this lawsuit, you have to provide specific examples, and those examples are not available yet because these actions by the Trump administration are still relatively new. And speaking of having no oversight, the White House is still having trouble naming who exactly the leader of Doge is after a Trump official said in a legal filing just yesterday that Elon Musk had no authority to make decisions. Take a look.
In a court filing, the White House said that Elon Musk is not a Doge employee and has no authority to make decisions. Can you clarify for us today
well, Elon Musk,
that role is? That
yeah. Elon is, to me, a patriot. So, you know, you could call him an employee, you could call him a consultant, you could call him whatever you want.
Who is the administrator, and is Musk directly consulting with that person?
Again, I just answered this question about Elon Musk. He's a special government employee within the executive office of the president, and the agencies are directing the cuts and the cuts of the wasteful spending.
Who is in charge of Doge?
The President of the United States.
He's the administrator of Doge?
No, the Doge is what was formerly U.S. Digital Services. It's an agency of the federal government that reports into the executive office of the president, which reports to the President of the United States.
Okay.
The way that Article 2 works is a president wins an election, and then he appoints staff, including myself, including Mike Waltz, including Susie Wiles,
yes,
including Elon Musk, and those staff report to him.
Okay, well aware. Does Elon Musk know he's not in charge of Doge?
Again, the president runs the government, then the president appoints advisors, including Elon, including myself.
Look, I got to be honest with everybody. I don't care who's in charge of Doge. It doesn't even matter. Okay, what matters is what's actually coming to fruition and what is happening under the Trump administration. And what is happening is all sorts of, federal agencies are being dismantled, some of which I don't care as much about as the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, because the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was literally the only good thing that came out of the Obama response to the economic crisis that occurred in 2008. I'm not kidding. Okay, the Dodd-Frank bill to regulate the banks was garbage. Okay, super watered down bill. And the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was the only government agency that was essentially serving as a cop on the beat when it came to financial institutions robbing us, the American people. Okay, that matters to me. The lack of real analysis or methodology in firing federal workers. I don't even mind firing federal workers that we might not need, okay? I do think that there's a lot of bloat in the federal government. But can we at least do an appropriate, analysis and ensure that the people who are being let go aren't important workers, people tasked with, protecting our nuclear arsenal, people tasked with researching avian flu, which is absolutely devastating Americans who want to buy eggs for their household. I mean, come on. This isn't Twitter, okay? I don't care about Twitter malfunctioning temporarily because, Elon Musk bought it and fired a bunch of people without thinking about it or doing an analysis. This is the American government. These are the American people who fund the American government. And so there just needs to be a better way of doing this. But treating the federal government and these agencies and these programs as if it's the same as an annoying social media platform is insane to me. Absolutely insane.
I disagree with Ana Kasparian here because I think this slash and burn approach is perfect. It's exactly what's needed. This bloated bureaucracy has been building up for many decades. And we don't have many, many decades to, to slowly dismantle it. It needs to be done. We need to rip that Band-Aid off. That's what Elon Musk and Doge are doing. That's what Trump is doing. He's on fire. They're all on fire. And they're doing what has to be done. So I can understand why people are upset. But it's those same people that let things, these big government enthusiasts who let things get to this situation in the first place. So there we have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. We're getting very close to 6,000. I really appreciate every subscription. It really helps me continue growing this channel so I can keep making content for you.